Hey, what's going on? Hey, this is the only title I could find, the Daily Joe podcast. I said, you know what? I haven't used that in quite a while. Let's go ahead and use that. And I haven't been on StreamYard in quite some time, so you have to forgive me here. I'm trying to find a little bit of backup music to kind of fill in the void back there. You know what I'm saying? And I hope everybody's doing well. I appreciate people tuning in to this live stream. I just decided to go ahead and pop on here for a little bit. I had a couple of things to talk about. And this is just spontaneous, as it always is with my streams. I don't never plan nothing out. Golly, my face looks red. What is going on with that? Maybe it's just the light. I don't know. Man, look like I've been laying in a tanning bed or something. What the hell's going on with that? Let's see here. And Miss Sandra, how you doing? Mr. Dave Randall's in the chat as well. And thank you so much. I appreciate that very, very much. Let's see if we can show the comments. Can I remember how to do this? Yeah. Oh, it's been a long time since I've done this. So, how y'all doing, man? Hope everybody's doing well this evening. It is 8:31 Eastern Standard Time. And so we got finished eating dinner a little while ago. Miss Sandra says she's good. Thanks. How are you? I'm doing okay. Thank you very much. Doing all right. Doing okay. And doing pretty well, I would say. This is my last day for my weekend. It wraps it up tonight. That's it. Back to work tomorrow. If you haven't watched my little series I'm doing called Trucker, that talks more about what I do for a living and everything else like that. If you haven't checked it out, man, check it out. You know, I have a handful of people that say they like it, and I'm very grateful for that. It doesn't draw a big crowd because my channel is mainly a guitar-based channel, and but the whole idea of the trucking thing, I never touched on that because I didn't know if anybody would like it or not. So I said, you know, we'll give it a shot. Miss Sandra says she likes that series. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, and I thank you very much for your kind words too. That's very awesome. Very cool. I really appreciate that. Who else? Mr. Randalls, I think he expressed his like for it as well. And there's a few. I can't remember everybody. Mr. Judd Lofthouse, he said he liked it, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. And let's see. It just jumped on me here. Let's see. Hey, Miss Janice. How are you doing? How are you? Thank you for being in here this evening. Oh, she says she likes the series Trucker as well. That's great. I'm really glad. Those are just off the fly, man. When I'm doing those, I've always been able to have the gift of gab, if you will, and so to a degree. Oh God, let's see. We gotta get some more background music. This song here, if you can hear it in the background, is actually a song that I wrote called "The Way We Used to Be." So I don't know how good that's going to come through, but I got it turned down a little bit, just trying to get some background music there. But let's see if we can get this stuff here correct. There we go. One-man operation here. Let's see. Miss Sandra says, you do a great job with all of it, especially the editing. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I have another friend of mine who, Trucker Todd. He's, of course, it's a trucking channel, and he, very nice man, and we talk a little bit here and there, and he was asking me about the editing process for that stuff, and it's all done right here on the smartphone right there. I have an app called Kine Master, Kine Master. It's all one word, and that's what I use to edit. So yeah, that's I find that fun to do. I don't know what it is about editing a video. I find very interesting. Miss Janice says she likes the black and white. Yeah, that is. I've said this before, but in case nobody doesn't know, if people watching on the replay or something aren't familiar with the series Trucker, the reason that I chose black and white, one, because to me it gives more of a documentary type feel, and then the second reason is when I was kicking around the idea of doing this Trucker mini-series, or whatever you want to call it, episodes, I did try to shoot some in color, but I primarily drive at night. And when I was trying to film, I was watching it back on my phone. I said, man, you can't really see nothing, because it was, it's dark and there's not a whole lot of light, So anyway, that's why and it seems to come across pretty good, The black and white is different, yeah, but it kind of gives it a little special flair, I think, Oh, wow, it's a lot of fun. That's awesome. Thank you very much. All right. Yeah, okay. That's cool. That's why you do it, because it's fun to edit. And, yeah, to me, it's some people probably won't get this, but it's a whole nother creative avenue. And, man, I'm a creative person. I've always been that way. And if I can't be creative about something, or express myself in a creative way, I feel like something's missing. It doesn't have to be nothing extravagant, because like what you're watching right now, this is nothing extravagant at all. I'm just getting on here and flapping my gums, but I enjoy it. I really do. I really, really enjoy it. I haven't found anything else that really gives me that type of enjoyment, really. Does that make sense? I mean, besides music, which way? This way, Joe. Idiot. Down here, yeah. Yeah, I got a Strat up there now. Look at there. And that's a new neck. We'll get into that here in a second. That's a new neck. And that's a Wolfgang Standard, and these are Sterling subs, SUB subs. Those came out in the late 90s, early 2000s. And when they came out, they only had the two colors, the blue and the red. I've had the red for probably 6 years, and just recently I found the blue, so it makes the complete set. And I found the blue on the Sweetwater's Gear Exchange, and it was in excellent condition, and it was like $330, something like that. You can't beat it. And those guitars play so well for $300 some odd dollars. Like I said, they came out in the late 90s, early 2000s. And but do they still make these guitars? Yes. What is different from these to the current ones of today? Yeah, they still make these today, but they don't have, look right here, they don't have the Floyd Rose systems. The ones today, they don't have a locking nut at the top. It's just it's Sterling's version of a tremolo system, but it's not a locking system. So to me, what's the point? If you're going to do dive bombs and stuff, you better have a Floyd locking system. And these, when they came out back in the day, they had Sterling's own version of the Floyd. Of course, they have to have permission. And so there you go. That's why I've always wanted the blue. I could never find the blue until recently. Hey, Mr. Mark Tanner is in the house. How are you doing, sir? Let's see. Mr. Mark Tanner says, black and white has become my signature format. Hey, Joe. Hey, how you doing? That's awesome, man. Yeah, it's to me, it just seems to come across a little bit better for what I like. And that's just me, right? My goodness. Let's see here. Hey, Mr. Guidry. Jim Guidry, what's up, man? Jimbo, how are you doing, man? How are you doing, sir? Thank you for being here. I sent Jimbo a message a little bit ago. I said, man, I'm going to be live at 8:30. He's probably thinking, dude, you going to send me this message right when I'm trying to wrap up with dinner? You know? But, yeah, man. So, yeah, man. So, like I said, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I appreciate you taking the time to check this out. So, okay, like I was going to say, this Strat right here, that is not the original neck. That's a maple neck with what they call a reverse headstock, and okay, so I was wanting to put a different neck on this guitar. All right, this guitar here I got, oh my God, like in the early 2000s. It was my first Fender Strat with a Fender, my first Fender Strat with a Floyd Rose locking tremolo on it. Okay, and so I got this in like 2004, 2005, something like that. But the neck only had 21 frets. Okay, so to me that's a big deal. If you're hitting the high note, you try to bend up to an E. And the highest note there is on a 21 fret is what, a D. So you have to bend up pretty good ways to get to that E note. But if it's a 22 fret, it's a lot easier. It's just a full step bend. It's not a two-step bend, right? So I ordered this neck right here. Now, where did I get this neck from? I got it from what is that site? Is it called? It wasn't Reverb, and it wasn't Amazon. It was like Etsy or something like that. Yeah, come up that right there, and I came across that from a Google search, and I said, man, I'd really like to get that maple neck for that Fender because it has 22 frets, you know. So this guy was selling it. And what made me nervous is he took the picture of the neck, and it was on his back deck. And, of course, it was over the winter time, and he lives up in Canada. And when he set the neck on his deck to take the picture, you could see snow and a little bit of ice on this deck. And I was like, no, why would he take that outside to take a picture of that neck? It's not good to have that out in the cold, not wood. You know, that's an extreme temperature change for wood, right? I don't know. I just think, why didn't he take a picture of it inside of his house? I was like, I just thought that was kind of wild, you know. So, real quick, Miss Janice comments. She says, black and white makes her look older. Nah, man. Come on now. That ain't true, Miss Janice. Let's see here. Miss Sandra says, I've never had a Fender. Wow, really? You've never had a Fender Strat? Wow, okay. Jim asked a question. Did you get the neck from First and Last? No, I did not. I did not. Oh, man. First and Last is for other items of interest. You know, we have a commercial for that. But no, okay, no, you have never had a Fender. Okay, now there's people that swear against Fender Strats or Strats in general. They don't want nothing to do with them because of the single coil pickups, because they do present a hum, you know. And they can be kind of thin sounding, but this Strat, if you notice, I don't know if you can tell, it's a super Strat, so it has a humbucker at the bridge and two single coils. So the humbucker is going to be a lot more powerful. So it's what you call a super Strat, right? Okay, Miss Sandra says she plays. Oh, okay, BC Rich and Ibanez, awesome guitars, yeah. My second guitar that I ever got, it was a BC Rich, and I think it's called an NJ series. And interesting story about that guitar. It wasn't candy apple red. It was like I'd say like a Corvette red, hot rod red. So I remember going to the music store when I was in high school, and my mom took me there, and I put it on layaway, and had it for years. It was a real heavy guitar. I actually played that guitar in my senior talent show. Can you believe that, man? And I actually have that on VHS tape in that cabinet back there. I need to figure out a way to transfer something from VHS tape to digital format. Because I just, just for my own entertainment and laughs, I would like to see that. Good Lord, maybe not. Maybe that's not a good idea. But I like to have it preserved somehow. Because I don't have a VCR here. I know how to go about the process of doing it, but I just don't have the tools to do it. Let's see. Oh yeah, NJ series is the best. Yeah, that's what I have. It's I put it on layaway when I was in high school. My mom took me there, and oh, that's what that stands for. I did not know that. I did not do that. I didn't know. Wow. I did not know that's what that stood for. That's very, very interesting. Huh. How cool is that? That is awesome. Learn something new every day, they say. 1984-ish. Wow. Yeah, I would like to know what year mine. Oh, I know it's in the 80s. I know that. But where was that with that story? Oh yeah, put it on layaway when I was in high school, and I had it for years. And when I played in my high school talent show, I was working at this place part time after school. It was called Carolina Pottery was the name of it, and they had the different color electrical tape in that store. And I bought some, and I put some yellow stripes on it with the black stripes, and try to stripe it up. Go figure, right? And had it like that forever. And then fast forward many, many, many years, when that marriage failed and I left that guitar behind because it was I had a new pickup put in it all those years ago. And but I took that pickup out and put it in another guitar. So that guitar was kind of like, it was missing its main humbucker pickup. It just looked rough, And so I left that guitar behind. And then not this past Christmas, but Christmas before. This is a true story. There's a video on my channel about it. My son somehow tracked that guitar down because him and his mother and we split. I left that guitar behind, like I said, and I never thought I'd see that guitar again. Or somehow or another, my son had it. He kept it for a little bit, but then he sold it. I don't know if he sold it on eBay or just to somebody that he knew. I don't know. He never said. I never asked. And I didn't know. I figured it was in a dumpster somewhere, or across the country somewhere or whatever. But 2 years ago at Christmas, my son, people come over, we're over here for Christmas Day, for the party and all that. And I saw him bringing a guitar case through the door, and he came in my music room, and I didn't think nothing about it because everybody was in the living room out there. And I thought, well, he brought a guitar. I guess he's wanting to jam later or something. That's what was going through my head. And so after everybody had left, he got my attention. He said, "Dad, come here a minute." And he came in here in my music room, and he had the guitar case sitting on the floor with the lid open. And as soon as I walked in and laid eyes on it, I knew what it was like that. And I said, "Is that my old BC Rich?" And he said, "Yeah." So how he tracked that guitar down from when he sold it all those years ago just blew my mind. I mean, that blew my mind. And not only did he get the guitar from whoever had it, he bought it from that person, and he had all the electronics redone in it. He had new pickups because, like it says, it has a humbucker, and a single coil, right? And he had it has the pickup selector switch. It's got 3 switches on it, like a kind of like the metal flip switches, you know. And but he put some money into getting that thing fixed back up, and that just blew my mind. And so that was a very, very special a gift. You know, that guitar, I was reunited with that was my second guitar I ever had, you know, and because of my son, I was reunited with that guitar once again. And I have it, it's back there in the case back there, but you know, he painted it, he stripped it down, and he spray painted it red, and that was fine with me. You know, I don't, you know, paint jobs on a guitar are expensive. He had his Charvel striped up like Eddie Van Halen's Bumblebee model, and it cost a lot of money. But he painted it for me. He did it, you know, just like what I've done to a couple of my guitars, and I was like, that looks fine to me, man. But yeah, that was a great gift, man. I was just so just floored by that. Jimbo says, "Wow, what a Christmas gift!" Yeah, that was. I mean, how do you track down a guitar that, you know, that your father had, you know, 30 something years ago, 35, 36 years ago, and track that down and then bring it back to life? Still has the original neck on it and all that stuff, headstock. And you know what made me really want that guitar when I was in high school was because of a guitar player named Tony McAlpine. And when I would see his promo ads in the guitar magazines, he was holding a BC Rich, and the headstock I always thought was so cool. The BC Rich headstock, and the way the logo was on there, the font and all that, it looks so cool. But yeah, that's a true story. Yeah, true story, man. Mark Tanner says, my Strat shaped favorite I put together is a HSH, which is humbucker, single humbucker. Put a real nice neck on it. Wow. All right. And a standard 2-point Wilkinson tremolo. I like it, Mark says. That's awesome, man. That is awesome. I've never tried that Wilkinson tremolo system. I heard they're good, though. And the 2-point, yeah, that's what you want, the 2-point. So you can kind of get that floating feel to it. Yeah, that's awesome. Miss Janice says, I think I remember that story, the one I just shared. Yeah, I did a video about it at Christmas a couple years ago. It's a great story. Yeah, I don't know if a lot of people saw it, but yeah, it was very special. And I've recorded one song with it. And ironic as this sounds, I didn't want to put a lot of playtime on it. Why, I don't know, because it's been through hell and back, but it's just, you know, I don't want nothing to happen to it. And, you know, but it plays great, man. My son spent all that money on new pickups and everything else, you know, and it plays wonderful. Now, you can't dive bomb on it, even though it does have, I think the trim system that came with those BC, or that one, is very, very unstable. And I think it's a Kaler trim system. Those are horrible. I remember when he gave it to me that night, we were back here and I took all the parts off and we put them in had a red plastic solo cup, and I put all the pieces in there and sprayed some WD-40 and just kind of let them soak, because there was a lot of dust and stuff that was on the trim system on the top, where it just was never cleaned. I said, man, that dust is probably from when I had it when I was a teenager, and it's still sitting there. And then whoever had it just never really cleaned it. But so we took it all apart, the trim system, that is. And the first thing I noticed when I turned it over, there wasn't a back cavity on it. It's just solid. And I said, okay, where are the springs at? And so when you take the actual trim system off, there was this little cavity cut out right there, and it had these 2 little springs, man. They're like this, and they were like a V, they were like this long. And I was like, there's no way that's going to hold tuning. There's no way. So we tried it, and it wouldn't hold its tuning. So I went ahead and tuned it up and locked it down, but I don't dive bomb with it because it will not hold its tuning. Mr. James Lau, how are you doing, sir? He goes, late to the show. Hi, everyone. You're not late, sir. You're not late. I didn't do a good job of getting this out there because I didn't realize I was going to go live until 15 minutes before I went live. So, and I know there's other people going live tonight. And, it doesn't matter what you do. You're always going to walk on somebody's toes, and I can't, what can I do, man? I haven't went live like this in a long time because of my job. Mark Tanner says that Wilkinson Tremolo is very stable. Yeah, I've heard good things about it. Yeah. Bumbleus in the house. What is going on, my man? How are you doing, sir? I'm glad you're here, man. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Yeah, man. We need to get some more. We need to get some more background music going. Let's see. What do I want to use here? We'll try this right here. We'll try that. How about that? I don't know. We'll see. Bumbleus says, "Hey, Jim and Mark, everybody." Jim says, "Live in 5." There's a story behind that comment. Years ago, Jim Guidry and I used to go live quite a bit, and there was a time we were scheduled to go live one night, and I don't know if obviously if I can talk, obviously there was a miscommunication somewhere, and I was waiting for Jim to come on, and this is back when it was Hangouts, right, Jim? It was Hangouts. It wasn't nothing like this. And hey, Mr. Terry Himes, what is going on, my friend? Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. And I was sitting there waiting, and I was like, I wonder where Jim is. He's not here yet. So I sent him a text, and I put, hey, man, we go live at, I think it was like, 9 o'clock or 8:30. And I said, he's not here yet. So I put live in 5. And Jim was like, I think he was just getting settled in for the night or something, or he just got done eating or something. And he's like, he ended up getting on and he says, dude, I didn't know we were going to be live. And I was like, yeah, man. And so there was some kind of miscommunication, but he was a trooper. He come on there, and I felt bad later. I was like, wow, he didn't know we were live, and or something happened, but we did it. And what was that? Oh my God, we interviewed Larry Mitchell. Jim Guidry and I, we interviewed Larry Mitchell. Remember that, Jim? All those years ago. And he forgot, he was late getting to the show because he's in a different time zone. And when I told him the time of the show, he wasn't thinking of Eastern time. He was thinking of his time. And Jim and I were sitting there, and I was like, well, something must have happened. And so I sent him a message, and he was, I think he was out eating dinner. And he left his meal and came home and got on the computer to join the show. Wow. I was like, oh my God, you talk about feeling bad. I felt horrible, man. I was like, Larry, you didn't have to do that, man. But he did. So we got to interview a awesome guitar player, Larry Mitchell, man. That was, let's see here. Man, what is going on? Mark Tanner says he's got to run, man. He's got to go. Thank you, man. He's got to run to the shops. Might catch you folks in a while. All right, Mark, thank you for being here, man, and saying hello. I appreciate that very much, man. I appreciate that, sir. Jim Guidry says, talking about we interviewed Larry Mitchell. He goes, yeah, he was at dinner, but he was very gracious. He was super nice, man. Super nice, super nice. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, I don't guess it today. I don't guess it really is a big deal, but in the back of my mind, I was like, I have a phone number of a guitar virtuoso who is at the Steve Vai event every year. Larry Mitchell's got quite a freaking resume, man. And yes, he is an incredible player. Jim says, yeah, he's amazing. I'll never be able to play like that, man. You just give me a minor pentatonic scale, and that's about all I can do. And I have enough trouble trying to do that. And that's the truth, man. Oh, man. Shoot, boy, I tell you. But yeah, he was nice. He was very, very nice. Boy, I really got off track. Okay. Anybody have anything else to put in the chat? Feel free, man. We'll get to it. So I got this neck off of this dude in Canada, and when he took pictures of it, it was on his back deck, and you could see snow and ice around the neck. I said, "Ooh, that makes me nervous, man. Makes me nervous." But I bought it. I think it was that neck was like $180, and he said it has steel frets on it, and being the reverse headstock, it kind of gives it that Hendrix flair, you know. Damn, where's my finger going? Has that Hendrix flair to it, right? And so I went ahead and I bought it, and I guess about a week later it showed up here at the house, and I put it on the guitar, and I checked the made sure there wasn't a bow in the neck, you know, checked it out. Put strings on it and everything, and all the strings sounded, open when I picked them open, except the high E. The high E was like dead. It was like tink, 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 tink. It wouldn't ring out. Come to find out, the very first fret on that neck was a little tall. That first fret was a little tall. So luckily I have a fret file that I saw Philip McKnight do a video about, and he put the link in his description where you could I think the fret filing kit was like, I don't know, $14 from Amazon. And luckily what doesn't Amazon sell? Yeah, I know, tell me about it, man. But so I got that, and I started filing that first fret, man. And yeah, they must be steel frets, because I filed that thing, and I filed it, and I filed it, and I filed it, and I finally got it where it got down a little bit, and the note would ring out. Okay, so, and I'm not no guitar luthier or nothing like that. There's a couple of things that I do that's nothing special, but I have fun setting guitars up. As far as the Floyd Rose, I take the old cheap Floyds off and put a new Godot Floyd on and set them up and get the action right and everything else. But when it comes to like frets and electronics, that's like, I'm like, I don't know. I just got lucky on this. I got lucky on that one. Okay. So now you fast forward to a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, okay, I have a Telecaster, a Fender Telecaster, and the neck has 21 frets. It's got the rosewood neck. And again, I'm not crazy about a 21 fret neck. I said, okay, do they make a 22 fret neck for a Telecaster? I'm sure they do, right? So I went again on Amazon, and I'm going to show you what I ordered. Let me see if I can and I believe these two are the exact same. You'll see what I mean here in just a second. So here is let me make sure that I'm doing the right thing here. Let's see. Okay, so you can see that. All right. So here's the Telecaster neck that I ordered. Just kind of do a 22 frets, and how you can tell it's 22 frets, you see the last dot right there. And if there's a fret after that last dot, that normally represents that it's 22 frets. That's how you can tell. So I said, yeah, man, I'm gonna get this, and I'll put it on my telly, and I'll be in good shape. Well, if you look over here, it says it's $249.99, and it was coming from a place called Guitar Audio. Now, if I would have paid that attention in the first place, I wouldn't have ordered it, because I like to order, especially guitar stuff, that just comes straight from Amazon's warehouse, not an outside seller, or I don't know if you'd call this a third-party seller. I'm not sure. But so I ordered this neck, and the people put a rush on it to get delivered. I got it in like 3 days, something like that. So let me stop sharing on this one. Take this off. All right, so I got it in like 3 days, right? And I take the neck off the telly, the 21 fret neck. I take it off. I put that neck on, and I ordered some locking tuners as well. Because anytime, this is common sense, but anytime you mess with a trim system or a neck or anything like that, you're going to go through a set of strings. That's just the way it is. Unless you just don't have any extra strings and you unwind each one and set them to the side and put the old ones back on, which I do not recommend that at all. Don't do that if you can help it. You might as well just wait and order some strings while you're on at Amazon. Just get a few packs of strings, right? So anyway, I went ahead and put the neck on, took the old strings off, put the neck on, and put a fresh set of strings on, and I'm, getting everything fixed up, trying to fix the intonation and all that stuff with the saddles and everything else. And things seem to be going pretty smooth, and I'm starting to try to tune everything. And what you always want to do is when you do anything like this, especially when you're putting on a new neck, after you check it, make sure it doesn't have any bows in it, and make sure it's straight, which it was straight. Everything was good. So you start at the first fret, and you just play every note, walking up the fretboard, doom, 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 all the way. Make sure there's no dead spots, So when I got to the 11th fret, it was just tink, tink, tink. It was nothing. And I was like, that's weird. And so I checked the neck again, the neck relief. I checked that again. I was like, it's straight, man. I mean, it's straight. But I noticed when I was on the low E, on the 11th fret, and I was on the low E, then I went to the A, and all the strings after that, and they were all dead at the 11th fret, right behind the 11th fret, okay? And I said, well, that's weird. And then so when you went to the 12th, you could hear the note. 13th fret, you could hear the note. 14th fret, it was dead again. I said, man, what the heck is going on here? So I started to look it up on YouTube, try to find some answers. I was like, I've never run into this problem. I don't know what's going on. So I was looking up, people were saying, well, you might have to file a fret, and, it might be a tall fret, whatever. And I was like, well, this is weird, because I don't know. And so I took the guitar, because it was laying on its backside. I took the guitar and I tilted it up where I could see the top edge of the fretboard, and I could see the frets. And I just with my own eyes, I could see where that 11th fret was low. Okay. And it was like that fret's sitting awful low, and all the other frets look like they're normal. Well, on another YouTube video I saw, a guy said, use a straight edge on your frets. So I said, okay, I got something that will work. And so I held the neck. I went ahead and took the neck back off the body. I held it up to the light at the ceiling fan up here, and I put that straight edge on it, and you could see where the frets were all level except that 11th fret where it wasn't even touching the straight edge. It was really low. And I said, oh no, man. And then so I moved it up to the 14th, and it was the same thing. So that neck is defective. It's got 2 really low frets on it. I said, okay, what do I do? Do I try to file some frets down? And I thought about it, and I said, man, just send it back. Just send it back. So last Sunday, my wife, I boxed it back up. Thankfully, I kept the packaging. And my wife took it to the UPS store. Here, at the UPS store here stays up until 4:30 on Sunday, which is great. But I haven't heard from I have not heard from that seller yet. Now it says that you have 30 days to return the item to the seller, and so we had to go. Like like I said, she went to the UPS store, and they printed out a label. They put it on there, and we shipped it back. All right, and Amazon says once they mark it as received, then Amazon will issue a refund, or they'll start the seller will start the refund process. Well, they haven't done squat yet. Haven't done anything. Nothing as of yet. So that is a great question. Guitar Audio. Do they have an actual website? Did you check? No, I did not. I was assuming that since they were on Amazon, they were legit. Like I said, I did not check. Oh, they do have a website. Okay. I was about to say because I want to say I looked at the reviews, and the reviews were good. I always look at reviews before I buy something off anywhere. So I'm hoping it's a reputable company, but there's the website. Thank you very much for that. Thank you so much. So yeah, I said, hopefully they'll issue a refund or something. So I've been waiting and waiting. Well, I went ahead and put the old neck back on the telly, right? But it's just that's not what I wanted. I wanted the 22 fret maple neck, right? So last night I was laying there in the bed trying to go to sleep. And I was like, man, you know what? There's got to be another neck available on Amazon. I'm sure there is. I mean, like we said, what can't you find on Amazon, right? So here we go. I found this one. It was it's the same thing. It's just this here. It says it ships from Amazon and it's sold by Amazon, and that's what and you see it's a little bit more money. This is right at $299, not just say $300. So I should have looked at that at the very beginning before I went with this other place. Not that the other place isn't reputable, but they are kind of dragging their feet on issuing a refund. So this one here is sold by Amazon. So I went ahead and ordered this last night. So it says it'll be delivered this coming Wednesday. So hopefully we'll get that, and we can get things going, because I got a brand new set of Fender locking tuners I bought for that neck. And I went through so many strings. I went through 2 sets of strings trying to get that other neck on, because when you're messing with frets, and if you have to file a fret or do anything with frets, you have to take the slack out of the strings, try to move them out of the way off the fretboard. It's aggravating as it can be. The best thing to do is just to cut them off and start again. That's the only thing you can really do. So I went through 2 or 3 packs of strings trying to resolve that issue, and then that's when I finally held it up to the light, and with that straight edge on it, I said, nah, man, this thing's defective. So So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. So is ordering a guitar neck off Amazon too risky? Well, I guess that can go either way because, like I said, I have ordered a neck from Amazon before, and it's a PRS copycat neck. And that neck was $49 and some change. And believe it or not, that neck turned out to be great. So I think it's just a roll of the dice, man. You know, it's just a roll of the dice. So hopefully this gets delivered pretty soon, and we get straightened out because I really want to put this neck on and get the tuners on, the new tuners on, and get it ready to go. So, you know, but usually, man, Amazon's really good about issuing refunds and stuff like that. But man, if I just would have looked closer and saw that it was coming from somewhere else, not, Amazon, I was like, man, dang it. But, you live and learn, right? You live and learn. As long as they give me my money back, I'll be fine with it. I told my wife, I said, I'm gonna give them until the first part of this next week here. I'm gonna give them till Tuesday, and if I ain't heard from this place by Tuesday, I'm making some phone calls, man, because I gotta, they should honor that, give me my money back. So, we'll see. All we can do is wait and see. That's all we can do. So, hopefully things work out. Oh my goodness. What else is going on? What else has been happening? Man, yeah, I haven't, let's see, tomorrow's Sunday. So I usually start filming for Trucker on Sundays. Usually Sunday and Monday I do all the filming for that. And so I have a few days to put everything together. Last week I didn't start filming for that episode until Wednesday. So I had to film Wednesday and then some of Thursday and then try to get it out. And it was late coming out. It was late coming out Thursday, like at 6 o'clock. Thank you very much. Good luck. Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, this one, this neck here is coming from Amazon. So yes, I hope it's not another lemon. I hope not, because it's necks aren't cheap, man. I found that out real quick. Like I said, I have ordered necks from Amazon, but it came from they had them in stock from the Fender factory, and I never had an issue before. I've ordered a few necks from Amazon and never had a problem. Never had a problem until this here, and it happens. So hopefully this company, Guitar Audio, yeah, there we go. Thank you, Sandra. Guitar. Hopefully they honor their return process, and and that's how you keep good business, man. Because things do happen sometimes. So it just sucks when it happens to you, don't it? It's like, man, come on, man. I'm like, man, this whole project is just had to be halted because of this situation. But what can you do, man? But yeah, so I need to start filming tomorrow, I hope, for the next episode of Trucker. What episode is this going to be? I think this new episode, whenever I get it up and going, will be episode number 9, I believe. Yeah, should be at number 9. So yeah, we'll get that going and hopefully see how far we can take it. I don't know. Until people say they don't want to watch it no more, I guess. I just hope that people don't get bored of it, because I'm like, man, I'm going to the same place every day. I can't film while I'm in the truck. I can't do that. Even if I could film. I mean, I have a dash cam up there, but yeah, I can get footage from that, but it's just a dark highway. That's all you see. You can't see the open landscape. It's just a dark highway. That's what nobody wants to see that, you know. And if you put driving footage on a video, you can't put no more than like 10 seconds because that gets old quick. That gets old very quick. So you don't want to make the whole video with that, you know. Miss Janice chimes in. She says, there's still a video of yours I haven't seen yet from a couple of days ago. Now, are you talking about an episode of Trucker or, unless you're talking about the, my experience with Gig Salad. Is that possibly what that is? Yeah, I put that video out. Well, I shot that video when I was at my delivery point Thursday night. I went in there because there's nobody there, and I said, well, I can just set the phone up right here at this desk and shoot this video and talk about that. And Miss Janice says, yes, it's still in my notifications. Okay, yeah, just yeah, I don't think that video is too long. I think it's I don't know what, 18 minutes or something. I couldn't really tell you, Miss Janet. It's not a long video. But yeah, I won't spoil it for you if you haven't watched it. But yeah, it's using a platform like that in this area, Gig Salad that is, in this general area is it's disappointing. You know, it's disappointing. It's just not worth. It's not worth what they want you to pay to use their platform. Miss Janet says, I'm so far behind. Oh, hey, it's no big deal. You know, you look, I got to say, Miss Janice, you are faithful to the people in this community. You take the time to watch their videos, and I mean, I don't see how you do it. I don't see how you do it because I don't have time to even mess with my stuff, my content. It's just because I'm constantly busy, you know, going up and down the road. And then when my day and a half off gets around, which really that's what it boils down to, is like a day and a half off. Whenever that finally comes around, you know, I got stuff to do here, and I try to squeeze some time into playing some music. I came in here last night and played for I think I came in here and played for right at 2 hours. I came in here about close to 9 o'clock, and I played till about 11. And I was going through these songs on this set list because one of these days I want to get on here and play a good set list for y'all. You know, I'm trying to mix it up where it's not the same songs all the time. That's one of the most, I think that's one of the biggest mistakes people can do as far as playing some music. Not if you play in a live place, if you're playing live at different places all the time, of course that doesn't get old. But if you're like me and you're streaming live on YouTube and you're trying to play music live, you don't want to play the same songs all the time because the few people that tune in, they're going to hear the same thing every time, and that gets old, you know. So I have two categories on my MP3 player. One folder has a bunch of songs in. I think it's got close to 50 songs that I have to really, really try to stay on top of. If I'm not in here playing along with these songs every other day, man, I'll start to forget. And I'll start to forget the changes and all that. Then I have another folder on here that is mostly ballads. And because I think, man, nothing speaks more than a good sad song, man. I think a good ballad really speaks a whole lot more than what people give it credit for. I mean, come on, man. When you've had some down times in your life, you know, what's one of the main things you go to, you know, is music, you know, to try to deal with whatever you're going through, whether it be a breakup or whatever thing is going on. And music, when you hear a certain song, as you know, it takes you right back to that point in your life when you first heard that song. You remember what you were doing. You remember whether it was a happy moment, a sad moment, or an angry moment. Music serves that block of history in your life. So I have a whole folder on this MP3 player with just ballads, and I come here last night and played from top to bottom, played it, and I was in here for a long time. So I think I went through it twice, and trying to remember the changes for all the songs, and for me, the older I get, the more forgetful I become. So playing these songs, I'm like, man, I've played this song 55 freaking times, and but still, I found for me that if you play a song or a group of songs, let's say you play those songs 55 times, right? Let's say you go over them for 2 weeks in a row and you've played it 55 times. Still not enough, because if you go through these songs and you make one flub up, you're not ready. Now there's different degrees of little mistakes, right? Of course, something's going to happen. You're going to have little hiccups here and there, but I mean, I'm talking like a major flub, like, you just freeze and you're like, I forgot what chord is next. Oh, I mean, if you just blank out or black out, whatever if you just go blank, you need to go back over those songs another 55 times. And that's what I keep doing for my own state of memory, if you will. Let's see. But it's, eventually you'll get it. It just, some people take longer than others. And I'm one of those people that it takes a lot longer to get something down pat when it comes to the songs, because all these songs are, there's some that are played in the same key. There's some that have the same chord progression, and then there's some that is completely different keys. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to go here. Not, oh man, just stuff like that. You know what I mean? Terry Holmes chimes in with a comment here. Let's see what he's got. He says, I have an old dash cam video of when I was still trucking down in West Virginia. A doe and a buck ran out in front of me. I got stopped. Buck was trying to get his footing on the pavement and fell down. Oh, wow, man. My goodness. West Virginia. Been there a time or two in my life. And the area I was at up there, it was really pretty barren up there. Not a lot going on. That little town. All right, let's see. Miss Janet says, yep, I understand. She's agreeing with me about practicing songs, I believe. Miss Janet says, and you want to change to another song, but your body is still wanting to play the last song. Especially when it's a song you enjoy to perform. Yeah, that's sometimes you don't want that song to stop, like, man, but yeah, I mean, there's, and there's different degrees of difficulty on these songs. I know where my limits are on these songs. I don't have nothing that's very, very, that's too challenging, because if that's the case, I can't play that stuff, man, so I just I try to stick with what I'm comfortable with and what I know I can play. I mean, man, there's too many songs out there that you can get you a set list together of some cool songs. They don't have to be, Yngwie or Steve Vai or whatever, or Jeff Beck. Rest in peace, Jeff Beck. That just came to my head. But yeah, so it's just, I mean, I've always used Boston for an example. Boston has some classic songs, man, awesome songs, and their guitar solos aren't that bad. They're not that bad, but the thing I love about Boston's music, especially the solos, is they're very melodic. He's not going all the way up the neck, He's very tasteful. Tom Schultz and the other gentleman, I'm drawing a blank on his name. Yeah. Miss Janice says she messed up playing Pride and Joy because I was playing the other strum of the song that I just played in an open mic. In an open mic night, it was embarrassing. No, man. Hey, look, I've done that once. I was able to do an open mic once. Man, it was a long time ago. It was, I guess it was around 2006, 2007, and when I was still in that band, and it was a town not far from here, just out here in the middle of nowhere, and man, that was so fun. Wow, I've never done anything like that. Luckily for me, I will say this: there was all these different musicians in there, and so I was with the guys that were in my band. So we went there and we had our instruments, and they had some amps there and stuff. Well, I brought my stuff anyway, because I like to play through my own gear. And so we watched other guys get up there and play, and man, they were really good. And what I love about an open mic night is, man, you're putting yourself out there. But if you can hang with those guys, then it's a good feeling, man. It's this rush that I can't explain. Man, it feels good. So, you get up there and you, like I said, luckily for me, it was a classic rock crowd, and the other musicians that were there, that was the type of music they played, was classic rock. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. So this one guy got up there and played with some other musicians, played Feel Like Making Love by Bad Company, and I got up there with my bandmates, and we played like 4 songs out of our first set, which that was like Hootie and the Blowfish and Tom Petty, Bob Seger, Bryan Adams, stuff like that. The good stuff. I mean, for what I like, But when you play at a place like that, or even if you play gigs, it's very good to play standards. If you're looking to play for that certain type of crowd. There's different crowds for different types of music. But so if you go to like a sports bar type place, mostly around here it's going to be classic rock and 80s and stuff like that, which is what I love. But yeah, we had a good time at that open mic night. It was a lot of fun. It was great. I guess we were there for, I don't know, about 2.5 hours, and that was it. And then I came home, but that was the only time I ever done it. But we were at that point in time, that band that I was in, we were pretty decent, man. I mean, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or nothing like that. Those guys were good. I was the one who had to step my game up, to be honest with you. Boston was your first concert. Wow, I've never seen Boston in concert, never. I did look up some of their last shows on YouTube. I think they got a guy, if I remember correctly, they got the singer. He worked at Home Depot, I believe. And I guess he put something on YouTube or something, and Tom Schultz and was looking for a new singer, because Brad Delp, he passed away quite some time back, the original vocalist of Boston. And so yeah, they found this guy, and he sounded just like the original vocalist. In my opinion, he sounded just like him. I was shocked at how close he came to the range and everything, the tone. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, that's incredible. And yeah, that guy worked at Home Depot, and then when they weren't touring, he went back to his Home Depot job. I said, now, how crazy is that? And so I'm guessing that was Boston's last hurrah as far as touring, because I think Tom Schultz he's like in his mid-70s now, I think. But he'll forever be known to me as the man who invented the cool Rockman gear and stuff, and made that available for everybody, to have that cool Boston tone. And I just recently, earlier this year, I got the Rockman distortion module and then the Rockman stereo chorus, and I always wanted those things when I was just starting out playing guitar when I was a teenager. But hell, I couldn't afford it back then. I was working a nickel and dime job, part-time in high school. You don't make no kind of money when you're doing that. But these modules are considered collector's items now, and they hold their value. And he had them redone, the guts, in and out, and had them redone, and they look brand new. So I got very fortunate to come across that gentleman who was selling them, and it cost me a little bit of money, but I love that sound. I mean, I don't use the Rockman distortion module anymore. I did when I first got it. I was kind of getting a little Rockman happy there for about a month or two on this channel, and then I went ahead and unhooked it. But I still use the stereo chorus module because it just sounds terrific, especially playing live. It sounds awesome. Sounds great. But so man, really cool stuff. I love that tone. You can't beat it, man. You can't beat it. I don't think you can anyway. So anyway, all right, folks. I think we've hit our hour mark here. It's an hour and 6 minutes. Wow, I went over that. So we're going to get out of here, and we're going to wrap up with this word from our sponsor right here. And thank you for tuning in, everybody who did tune in. If you're watching on the replay, thank you very much for watching this on the replay. I very, very much appreciate it. And until next time, this is Joe for the Joe Wentz Project. Stay cool on your stool. Be careful. Bye-bye.
Daily Joe Podcast is brought to you in part by Shreveport's own First and Last, your place for a cold six-pack or 6 bullets for your pistol. Visit First and Last today. Julio's Place. For authentic Mexican food, stop by Julio's Place now for fresh fried burritos, tacos, and more. Julio's Place. Hayes Farms. From farm to table, quality guaranteed since 2021. Hayes Farms. And Rob's Music Store. Your place for a cool instrument, a hot piece of ass, or to play some numbers for gambling that night. Rob's Music. And now, back to the show.